What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, and I am back with another video. And today is kind of a serious video. I wanted to talk about if there should be fighting in hockey. I wanted to leave statistics out of this. I wanted to not read any articles. I wanted this to just to be a fresh hockey conversation off the top of my head. And I hope that when you guys comment, it's kind of like that as well. There is some statistics or things I remember because of just reading books in the past or, watching documentaries. But I wanted this to just be a general discussion that I have with you. I'm talking to you. I want to have more hockey conversations with you, and this is part of it. We should talk about if there should be fighting in the National Hockey League. So the first thing I wanted to bring up is the fact that as a Leaf fan, I haven't seen as many fights this year. I've seen a couple instigated fights off of hits. Around the NHL, I haven't seen a ton of fights either. It looks like fighting has gone down a little bit with the fact that players are scared of injury and potential career-threatening or life-threatening injuries, which is something that is a huge topic for me. Growing up, when I watched hockey, fighting was definitely a part of the game, and it was a big part of the game because I liked watching players drop the gloves and fight because it's entertaining. And you don't really understand the full effect of it. And my dad played hockey. He got into his fair share of fights. I've seen video of it, so it's something that I've always been around, I guess, when it comes to hockey. And luckily, he didn't barely ever lose a fight, so there's that. I actually just did a documentary on fighting in hockey. If you're interested on listening to it, I'm actually in school for stuff like this. So if you want to hear it, I could definitely post it to the channel or send it to you because it's about 15 minutes, I think, and it's just about fighting in hockey. I did some interviews talking about concussions and stuff like that. So if you want to hear it, let me know. I talked to a couple experts as well. So the thing is, again, going back to growing up with it, it's something that I was always like, oh, there's hockey, goals, great plays, big saves because I was a goalie. And then there's like, oh, there's fighting, and that adds to the game. And Ty Domi was one of my favorite players, a guy like Wade Belak, rest in peace, God bless him, who has passed, obviously. He was one of my favorite players. I liked looking back at the history of Probert, looking at Brashear, watching him fight with Philly especially. And I grew up with the Broad Street Bullies era. Well, maybe not at the beginning of the era, but near the end of that era. And fighting was always something that I looked forward to when I watched hockey. It was almost like when there wasn't a fight during the game, I was kind of like, I'm missing something. But as I grew up, I started to learn the value of maybe not having fighting in hockey. When you look at stories like Derek Bogard or Wade Belak and stuff like that, the injuries and the health concerns kind of branch out to other places when it comes to alcohol abuse or drug abuse because of the issues, maybe getting addicted to painkillers. It all kind of has to come back to the possibility of that happening from fighting in hockey. And I can't blame everything on that because it could stem from other things that we're unsure of in personal life or whatever. But it's definitely something that's hit me hard because I don't like seeing stories like that come into the news. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but there was a player that has gone missing for a long time, and they're worried for him as well. I really wish I remembered. I seen Haley Wickenheiser retweet it last week. Again, I'm sorry for being super serious, but actually I'm really not, though, because this is very serious. And it's something that I hope that you go and look at, because hockey fights aren't just a guy getting punched in the face and that's it. Next game he fights again and then it's just back to normal. Some of these guys get serious concussions, serious injuries. Hell, they even break their hands, busted knuckles, blood everywhere. It's not something that really a lot of people want to see. A lot of hockey fans like it. For me, I can tolerate a hockey fight, but sometimes I see myself kind of doing one of these, oh God, please don't hit the ice, don't take off your helmet. And then I'm like, damn, I remember when I was younger where I wanted to see the helmets pop off and people just beating the hell out of each other, but now I'm kind of against it. I want to see, if there's a fight, I want it to be off of the fact that these guys just have been going at each other all night and they just want to fight. After big hits, it's unnecessary. After a dirty hit, it's probably necessary. So in those two cases, off of bad hits, and because players have been going after each other all night or they have past rivalries, I'm okay with that. But anything else, I'm not okay with it. And I'm sorry if this video is all over the place. I just want to bring up stuff. Again, it's a discussion off the top of the head. Me and you talking about hockey fighting. again, if you want to talk about it in the comment section, and if this has impacted you personally, please leave that in the comment section. But again, going back to the fact that it can give you serious health concerns and could end your career, you have to think about people's families, extended families, friends, who have to deal with the fact that they may be losing a loved one because of fighting or constant blows to the head, or, you know, hitting their head off the ice with no helmet. And that's another thing. When the helmets come off, it's even more dangerous. Look at what happened with George Peros. The second time they fought, Colton Orr had to like kind of cradle his head to the ice. It's not something that you want to see. Before, again, I used to like seeing knockouts. Now I'm just like, oh God, please just let him be okay. I don't want to see a knockout. So what I'm trying to get at here is, because of health concerns and because of the fact that it's looking worse and worse when players are getting into drugs and alcohol abuse, and having brain injuries and not being able to be with their families, or not being all there with their families, I think that fighting in hockey should almost be completely out of it. And it is sad, because I do like old-time hockey. I do like watching a good fight here and there, but I care for people's health and their families more than anything. So hopefully, if anybody in the NHL or anybody is watching this right now, I know it's pretty hard to come by, but somebody's got to see this. There's got to be some way of limiting fighting now, and I can't believe I'm even saying this. Before I turned the camera on, I didn't even know what I was going to say. But thinking about it, maybe fighting in hockey has to be out. And I don't know. It's, again, this is just a discussion I wanted to bring up. It's tough for me to even talk about it, because it was a part of my childhood, watching hockey fights and watching hockey in general. So let me know what you guys think about fighting in hockey. This is one of these videos where I just wanted to get it off my chest and talk to you guys, because it does bother me a little bit. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the stream very soon. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.